for those suffering with neuropathy and or a balance problem from the neuropathy, in particular, those that have little to no pain from your neuropathy. So you have some symptoms of pins and needles, tingling, numbness. It's annoying. It nags at you. It's not terrible. You don't feel like you always have to take medication, or you don't take any medication, or you have zero symptoms. You just may have a loss or numbness. This is for you. So let me tell you why this is a huge, huge problem. And I'm constantly reminded of this, hence this video that I'm recording for you in the clinic, because this is real. And I want to help you. Ideally, I'm going to give you some key points to save you from some needless suffering. Avoid, if you can, for some of you, avoid it getting so much worse. So hear this out. Only half the people with neuropathy will have symptoms. Period. And I'm constantly reminded of this. There's a neurologist. I read his information as much as I can find of it. And I'm going to quote him. That's why I'm going to look at the actual, so I get the quote right. But I'm quoting him. He says, half of the patients with neuropathy may have never experienced any symptoms at all. Anyway, half you with neuropathy, you won't get any symptoms. I think that's important to just be reminded of. And some of you may not even know that. Half the people with neuropathy, you won't feel it. Your feet aren't going to burn. They're not going to hurt. You may have some tingling or numbness, a fleeting pain here and there. By the way, what I'm saying now is true whether you have terrible pain or little to no pain. But this in particular is for those of you that have little to no pain, because we're a pain-driven society. So logically, we're sitting around, people are sitting around thinking or waiting and say, you know what, when it gets bad, it's going to hurt worse, or it's not that bad because it doesn't hurt that bad. And I'm not making you wrong on that point. I just want to enlighten you or give you some information about the neurodegenerative condition that you have, neuropathy. There's a good chance it's not going to hurt any worse. It may not hurt any worse at all as it gets worse. Couple reasons for that. First of all, I just read it. Half of you won't get any pain, period. Or you won't get symptoms that you qualify as pain, okay? So just be aware of that it doesn't mean you have to be the person that you see or hear about on the commercials that has terrible burning pain and terrible sensitivity, can't walk barefoot. No. Some of you will have just numbness, a true neurologic loss. You will have mild tingling. So people routinely, what prompted this is I routinely hear things along the lines of, it's not that bad. It's just annoying. I can handle it as long as let me tell you. So I just encountered someone that I saw originally spoke with probably about 5 years ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. Doesn't matter, because this happens, every once in a while, where here's the point. It wasn't that bad, quote unquote, wasn't that bad. And I mean this in the most caring and respectful way. I'm not making him wrong from way back when. But now I'm meeting with the person again, and the balance is gone or not good. You get a third of your balance comes from the nerves in your feet. They send up messages called proprioception or proprioceptive input. Okay, I don't want to go totally off on a tangent with that right now, because the key point is, if you have neuropathy, some of you aren't going to get pain. By the way, a lot of people are taking medication so we don't feel as much pain in the legs and feet. And no judgment on that. I'm just pointing it out. So if you don't have pain as an indicator of how bad it is, that is something to be aware of. Let's call it a red flag. You don't want to hold yourself to how your feet felt last month or last year. If you're not going to have so when you have a lot of arthritis in your back or stenosis, the worse it gets, the worse it feels, right? Unfortunately, you're watching this, and most people watching this and probably had back pain. Let's say you're wearing out the cartilage in your knee. I hope not, but it happens, right? So the worse it gets, the worse it feels. You have arthritis in your hip. The more arthritis, the worse you get bone on bone, the worse it feels. That's my point. Where musculoskeletal problems send pain, the worse they get, the more pain you have. That's not true half of the time with nerve problems. Actually, it's more than half the time, because even those that have terrible pain with your neuropathy, you're going to get to what we call a crescendo of pain. It's going to hurt. It gets worse. The months it unfortunately gets bad, and then it levels off. Why? Here's a key point. This is, let's call it number 2 if I said there was 3 things. So here's the key point. It takes a working nerve to send a pain signal. It takes a working nerve to send a pain signal. And with neuropathy is nerve damage. Neuropathy is nerves that are dying off rapidly. It's a neurodegenerative condition. Okay, so you got nerve damage, you got neuropathy. It's worth mentioning or being reminded of on a regular basis, because I don't want to see you fall. I don't want you to fall. I don't want you to become, I don't want to, I dare I say, because I'm not trying to scare you with this. I want to bring attention to this. So hopefully you can avoid this. That's the reason I'm shooting this. Hopefully you can avoid it. Get a test done. There's a test. There's a test that you can use as a progress marker. It's called the QST test. You need that test once a year at minimum. Most people with neuropathy should have it done twice a year. So it's not your fault. When you're taking medicines so you don't feel the pain, how would you know if the pain, for some of you watching this, if pain is or was the indicator of how bad your neuropathy was, but your nerves are dying off, it takes a working nerve to send that pain signal, right? But you're getting less and less of them. But all the while, and I'm not against the medicine. There's no judgment on taking the medicine. This is just a point. If you're taking medicine so you don't feel as much of the pain, and the pain is the alarm. Do you see it's craziness. Unfortunate. It's just a huge disadvantage. Your nerves are dying off rapidly. You got to stop it or slow it down. For some of you, there's possible help. Okay, there's a couple things we can do. I have other videos and information on that. And if you need more, want more, give me a call, 1-855-FIX-FEET. That's FIX feet. Dr. Ryan K. Lewis, DC. But the point is that I just want to bring attention to or remind you that just because it doesn't hurt doesn't mean it's not bad. That's so you'll go from a cane. I just saw a person went from a cane to a walker, and it's progressing beyond that. And I'm not trying to worry you unnecessarily. It's just it's a progressive condition. So I wanted to bring awareness to you. You're probably not going to hurt worse as it gets worse. Especially half of the people that have neuropathy, you don't qualify. It's not that bad. And then unfortunately, you don't even realize how big a problem or how severe the nerve damage is. And I don't want, until you've really lost function and you're getting into a realm of disability or being debilitated. So it's not a good scenario. Folks, it's not your fault. Hopefully just bringing attention to this topic, it does something for you. If you need anything, you want more information, please let us know. Reach out. Dr. Ryan K. Lewis, DC, Missouri Pain Treatment Center, 1-855-FIX-FEET. That's 1-855-FIX-FEET. Take care. Bye.